In this tech tip, I'm going to show you how to create a timed presentation. To do this, first thing you should do is have all your slides created that you want to use during your presentation. In this presentation, I'm just going to enact how I would do a presentation so that I'm creating it so that when I am up in front of the audience, my PowerPoint will be playing in behind me. So it's going to take some time to practice getting this right. So to do this, at the top menu, you should find something that says slideshow. On the pop-up, there is rehearse, and once I click this, it will actually take me into the PowerPoint. It will start the time of my presentation. So again, you're having to act it out. Prep yourself. Do it as many times as you need. But on the final one, you'll save it and you will email this to Andrew Castle, who will put those presentations on a MacBook Air so that it can be presented when your time comes. So to do this, you hit rehearse and a slide appears. This is the first slide that will be up. So I can actually start talking right now, thinking about what I'm going to be saying. I might actually want to put me some notes that I could print out later so that I can have some idea how long I have with this. So for instance, right now, it says 15 seconds, 18 seconds, and a total. I'm going to go ahead and click the next slide. What motivates me? Blah, 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 and I can talk more and more about this until I'm ready. Notice that my slide time is here again, and the total time is here. My next slide coming up is here. And again, this is giving me times to practice what I need to say. I would click next, time starts over again, total time. Again, you're working for a total time of 10 minutes. This makes you understand your slides better. It will take you several times to get this right. So you may have to redo this. So what I'm going to do is click, click, and the next slide I notice is my video. So here I may say I've got a video coming up. We're going to watch a student. And notice that the slide is playing. Once this is done, and I want to go to the next one, it'll go to the next slide, and so forth. But you need to practice, practice, practice. And so I'm just going to click through those. At the end, it tells me that my presentation is 1 minute and 28 seconds. If I like this time, I think I'm good with it. If this is my last practice go through, I'll click yes. I will save this presentation and I will email it or give it to Andrew by some means. I believe he's communicated that with you. But you'll notice that underneath each slide, it tells me the amount of time that will be presented. Now, what I might do in your case as a presenter is I would go to the top and I would start, and notice there's nothing recorded that my voice as I'm going through this, but it's getting you to practice. This is what you will actually see when the presentation starts. And so here's the presentation. It's going to play out, I think, for probably 16 seconds or 17. Hi, we're at Jackson Independent Schools. We'd like to talk about our ARI presentation. These are things that we're doing that we feel really great about. And so what you need to do is practice, 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 because then your next slide will automatically flip over just like it did here. What motivates you? And in this case, what motivates us are things that we find pertinent to what we're doing to help students. And again, we would practice this over and over. The slide will automatically flip the next time once the time allotment is there. If it doesn't work, redo the rehearsal because you're rehearsing what you want to do. Oh, here's a quote. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. And so how did that relate to what we were talking about earlier in my presentation? Or maybe this is a lead in to the next thing that I'm doing. Where are you in your journey? We'll talk a little bit about where we're at. We're going to try to get this along, but the PowerPoint is moving without me having to click, and it keeps me in play. A video comes up. If I had a video coming up that I want to play automatically, that's in another PowerPoint, or I'm sorry, in another video that I shot for you. But notice that it goes to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You need to practice this in the rehearsal and notice it automatically kicks you off. So after 10 minutes, your slides are over. You can sit down. Well, if you want to put questions in there, what I would do is I would build a template or a little slide at the end, and this has to be included in your 10 minutes, that says questions. So if I was going to do 3-minute questions, I've got a 7-minute presentation. I would actually do the rehearsal and go through that piece. Again, how do you do the rehearsal? I didn't like this presentation. I want to go back and redo it. I would go to slideshow. I would go to rehearsal. Start over. Maybe I only needed 5 seconds to tell that this was Jackson Independent School. We're doing this. And again, I'm actually doing the presentation right now. I'm talking through it. The arrow to the right goes to the right. It advances to the next slide. What motivates you? Again, I could talk about what motivates me. I would probably try to do it like I would do it during the presentation because I'm going to try to get as much time as I need there. Again, here comes a quote. I would probably read the quote. I know what's coming up next. Again, practice makes perfect. Again, where we're at in the journey, I see the video coming up. I need to have something that tells me that a video is coming up. I may actually put a slide in here and says video, and it may be only video of students using technology. It may be for 2 seconds or 3, but I know that slide tells me that this is coming. And so the next one, same thing, the video plays. I can let the whole video play through here. I should know how lengthy the video is based on when I import it in. But you can also click next and it'll go on to the next piece. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and click through this very quickly. It was 1 minute and 17. I'm really happy with this. I click yes. Notice that my slide times have changed. I want to practice this. I go to again to slideshow, start from the beginning, and I will go through the process again using my new times. Again, I need to be prepared to do this. I'm a professional, so what I can do is make this work. So again, practice makes perfect. You may have to do this several times, but when you do this several times, you will know that you are understanding what you need to push out. Hopefully this will help you. Again, if you got any questions, you can email me at any time. Again, this is how you set a rehearsal up based on times per slide. And notice my slides do not have the same length.